Hello, my fellow DEA agents. I'm Mr. Church, and today we're going to be building right down here, near Dagger's Den in this, at Camp 11, because you know how it goes 1 to 11 when you're counting, I guess. I mean, that's what Bethesda said, and they're always right about stuff. And so, over here, this is actually a Nuka Shine, spawn location next to Walter White's dead body, where he tried to bury his cash, and obviously that didn't go well. I'm just going to take his money. He's dead anyway, doesn't need it. And we're going to build right here next to this pickup fuck. And as you can see, there's these barrels of Walter White's cash in the back. And so what we're going to do is shoot at them, which does nothing, then push them with your body. Now, this is something you can do if you just put your back into it, but be very careful. I wouldn't want you to get injured doing this and then sue me, which of course wouldn't be that enjoyable. I have other lawsuits, you know, because I got the lawsuit from when no, that didn't happen. I forgot. It was just a threat from someone on the internet. That's right, because yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build this temporary foundation here around the truck, which will allow us to kind of wall it in so we can have a little shed for it, which is called a garage, or it's a garage, depending on what part of the country you grew up in and depending on your weird accent. So then take this catwalk, and by putting it there, it'll allow you to snap this to the underside of it, and then you can get rid of it, and then get rid of the foundations. Now, what I've done here is I've put these, well, don't look at these, they don't exist. In an alternate reality, they do, but not in this one. See how you can't get rid of these foundations? What we're going to do is burn the walls. And you could say, well, why didn't you just get rid of the foundations and then build a wall? Besides being intelligent, we actually do need those upper walls to be burned anyway, so it's not a big deal that much. Now, let's put some foundation from the garden down, and this will let us double up and have some dirt on the floor on the interior of our shed. And it's not really a shed. Now stand here so the stump will block your view so you can't see anything, which is no different than normally, because every time you go to record, build, or whatever, it's raining and dark and foggy, and when you switch servers, you get disconnected. Let's put a nice little wall up here, and I'm gonna try doing a little weird little. Well, I couldn't think of the word, and I thought if I just spammed the adjective before it, you guys would forget that I was trying to say something, and that's worked fine, so no problems there. Let's put this down here, and we're gonna actually burn the shit out of it. Now, there's not actual shit in it. It's just an expression that some people use. I'm not really sure why they do. It's kind of weird if you ask me, but of course, the classic nobody asked you. So then I'm gonna put this concrete thing there, which I will change later, because I can't make up my mind, because I'm a Libra and I like blaming all of my mistakes on stuff that I can't control, so that I feel less responsible when I do something stupid. Now, these catwalks are great because they're gonna let you put a full wall on the interior of that shed area thing. That's actually called the garage. And that's gonna be nice, so we can double that up, and let's use an elbow bend here to get over to the back. So you're going to need the quarter-sized one, and you can't, so you fall down and then get rid of these, and then you can. And then an elbow-shaped one, and then another quarter. The quarter pounder, I believe is what it's called. And then you can put this wall here. And if you're having any trouble deciphering what the fuck I'm talking about, well, join the fucking club. I'm not really speaky good, if you know what I mean, and you don't, because I'm not, and that's the problem. But the thing is, I woke up and I had a mouth still, so I thought I would use it, and that doesn't mean I can use it well. And I think that I think you should be proud of me that I'm trying and using the little bit that I can to do something, you know, even if it's no good. So now we're gonna start putting together the actual shed now that we've wasted enough of our time on the garage. And let's put this down, which we'll definitely change later because we can't make up our minds about anything. And that's because it never looks that good when we finally do what we were thinking would look good. And so then we just get depression. Of course, unless we already had that, which is probable because I would say that when it comes to video games and depression, it's probable that the mental illness is a stereotype for a reason, and we're not going to get bogged down by that. This isn't fucking 60 seconds. I'm just trying to put this house together, okay? So, like, I didn't have a show plan for you today. I'm just trying to build a shed so I can rest my weary head. And when I say head, I do mean my actual noggin. Now let's repair these burned things. Now burning that just let us put that large wall down on the inside, and once that's down you can fix it. Some stuff has intersection problems unless you burn it, and that includes the witches in Salem. Am I right? That was just a little burning at the stake joke for you. It's not really that funny. It's kind of actually fucked up if you think about it. So I don't know why you keep saying stuff like that, because there's people that were definitely hurt and when that happened, and you're just being insensitive. So that's nice. Good to know that about you. And yeah, that's the shack. I used some different textures there so it would look kind of scrappy. And what's the word? Oh yeah, thrown together. Let's get rid of this as predicted because I like the logs better than the lattice, which is not to be confused with lettuce. And if I had one that had lettuce on the bottom of it, I probably still wouldn't use it, because you know how lettuce looks dumb when it's on your porch? Oh. So I do apologize. Sometimes I you know how they say think before you speak and all that? Sometimes, well, I actually tune in to what I've been saying and it's not good. I tune right back out at that point. It's not really something I want to be involved in. It's best to just be, a bystander. That has nothing to do with the situation. So let's do this. And again, everything I do in this build, I'll definitely just undo later because it's good to plan ahead as long as, you're going to be, especially if you're going to be making a video and recording it and showing people a series of steps to do in a particular order. I found that it's always useful to definitely mess up a bunch and then just not bother fixing it because who has time for that? We're going to stack these up and we're going to put them inside the couch, which is burned. And that's a little too high. Let's get rid of that one. And this will give us a nice little place to sleep without having to have a couch and a bed. Now, I took off the front of the house. Just don't worry about that. Because I wanted... Now, if you're doing this yourself, put this in first, obviously. I don't probably need to say that, but just in case you didn't get the memo, this was a second, a thought I had later. This would be a cool texture for the front. Let's burn that, and then let's put the wall in again, because you know how we already had it there and then destroyed half the house because we can't make up our mind about what we want. And I do keep saying we. That's because you're supposed to when you're making contents for views and likes, because people want to feel included. And that I realize that it does sound like I have schizophrenia or something, and I'm not saying that I don't. I'm just saying that I'm saying we to make you feel included and loved and stuff, because I know that you don't really get enough of that in your own life, and if I can help out, then I'm here for it. Now I'm going to connect this wire here. You're just going to hit triangle if you're on PlayStation to do that. It's really tricky. Sometimes your fingers will slip off, but if you stick to it, I believe that you can also connect wires to power, and that will power lights in your area. Now I'm using this pressure plate to sink that conduit down inside there, which will hide it, and then I'm going to take a mannequin here, which will, because it's coded as an NPC, it will press down on the pressure plate. As you can see, it went down, so I don't need to step on it, which basically was hurting my foot because the grate was really sharp and I got cuts on my foot in the video game. That didn't actually happen. It's a joke, okay? Like, I'm not actually standing on it in real life. I just realized if you're watching me connect wires, you might need a little help with that as well. So what we're going to do is sink this down. After about 17 million years of moving this back and forth, and it's snapping right back where it was to begin with, we're going to just sink that down into this little footlocker thing, which is definitely not a footlocker, it's a metal box, but my foot, you know, was obviously burning, so I had to think quickly about it. And once we have this done, let's throw this in, and I will finish decorating, and then we can see what happens after that. And I've finished decorating. Do you like what I did? Oh, you can't see? Is it foggy or smoky or something? Well, that's just too bad. Unfortunately, I can't control the weather. I do apologize for that. I try to, but it doesn't. Now, I've put this over here and locked the door so random people won't open it. That's just to give it a boarded up look. Condemned it, of course, because who the hell would live in there? Oh, someone is living there. There's smoke coming out of the chimney, but I have a way in the back. Now, before you judge me too harshly, because I didn't have all the crafting benches, I did put down a shelter entrance. You can put the extra ones, like the ones you don't use very often, down in your shelter. And I do have the weapons and the armor bench in here, which are the two that I use personally more than any of the other ones. So you don't really need to worry about much else. To be honest, I don't spend any time at my camp. It's too busy getting destroyed and being rebuilt. So I'm not the best judge of like how often I use certain things because I don't really get to use my camps. They're very short-lived. But a normal person might use other crafting benches, and I'm sure you could fit them in there. This punji board you will get stuck on. That's God trying to stop you from stepping on a nail, because he knows how that feels. So just watch your step there and there, because there's exposed nails everywhere. It's not a very clean or safe place to live. That's why it's been condemned. But we have, of course, the place to sleep, all this beautiful shit on the walls, which is all, you know, just stuff we've hoarded, and we have a place to sit over by the fire to try to stay warm, because it's very cold. I built this curio cabinet using just signs in front of a shelf, and I sank some toolboxes on the bottom there to give it that filled-in look. Just put them on the top and sink them down with the pressure plate. It's fine. I didn't really like how it looked, to be honest. I didn't bother showing you how to do it, but if you guys are interested, I'll show you in another video later. It's pretty simple. Now, around here, of course, just cluttering it up to my heart's content, which, of course, is never content. So I kind of stopped. I gave up, because I felt that it was one of those things that I just didn't have the emotional energy to continue doing. I'm not talking about this build anymore, just about my life in general. I'm fine, though. I'm doing well. I had a good vacation, some time away to sip margaritas. I didn't have any of those. Fuck. Well, I want to say a big thank you to my patrons for your support. And also, if you liked this video, then please like this video. Consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.